Sweet. Hello and well. Today I'm going to share with you something that I learned speaking to a senior vice president of a company, and just something slight, just some slight information about what I learned talking to a senior vice president of a company here in North America. So quick and slight, we're going to make this really quick. Learning, learning everything and as much as you can. These little live discussions hopefully can help anyone between the years of 20 to 30, because that's kind of about where I'm at, even younger age, in hopes that you can form some kind of foundation that'll help you in the years of 20 to 30, and then 30 to 40 you become one of these men that we talk about and that we hope to be, right? So what I asked this guy was just a couple of company related things. And then I asked him, is there, what advice can you offer a young man about growth? And he responds to me how he wasn't always a vice president of a company. He said, I started off think store, something like that. Then he says, and then I went on to manufacturing. I learned facility sides of things. I learned janitorial things. I learned distribution side of things. I learned plant jobs. I learned trades. I learned this. So I wasn't always a vice president. I had to take many opportunities and I took a lot of risk. I put myself at the forefront of a lot of things before I knew a lot of things were ever going to work for me. And then I managed to be here. And he said a little bit, but he said a lot. What that tells someone like me, and then he said a couple things about, putting yourself in that position to grow, right? And make use of your surroundings, and make use of your opportunities. But he said a short amount, a small amount of things I grabbed from what he told me was pretty much learn, guys. Learn anything and everything that you possibly can. I tell my little brother, he watches anime, he reads these manga things, right? I tell him, cool, read on, do what you want to. And other people, other parents are going to say, that's stupid. That's a waste of time. Video games are a waste of time. But no, they're not. Here's why. I tell him, watch your anime, read manga, but learn something from it. Read that manga and give me three facts from it, or learn three Japanese words from it, and then make sure that you can tell me what they mean, how to pronounce them, and what they are. And that's a win, because you're winning, you're learning something. It doesn't matter if you're a cashier, it doesn't matter if you're the janitor, it doesn't matter if you're just working some quality job, it doesn't matter if you're at a distribution plant job, if you're at B&W working on the lines at B&W. Learn the inside and the outside of the automobile. Learn the data statistics behind the automobile, the amount of time that it takes to construct this automobile, the amount of labor hours, the of cost that it takes to transfer these automobile parts from your plant to another plant. And here's why. Because one day, if you're an ambitious individual and you desire to grow from the point that you're at right now, one day you're not going to be there. One day you're going to be at a higher position. Hopefully, God willing, right? God willing, you will be. You will be there. And when that day comes, all information, all data that you've come across in your years, if you spent them well learning, doesn't matter what, right? At some given point, me learning Japanese from manga in 10 years is going to help me whenever I'm discussing some kind of contract with Japanese Motors at a Fairfield Inn by Marriott, and I have to speak to Mr. Kimosato, and I find some kind of origin in Japanese tradition that I reference in my mind way back 10 years ago from whenever I watched anime or read manga. That instantly helped you. It may seem like nothing. You're like, Brian, that's far fetched. But no, it's not. It's actually not, because I know for a fact that it's not. I'm not stupid. I don't know. You may not listen to me, but learn everything possible, because everything at some given point in your life is going to compile into an event that you can use in your present. Use it from the past or learn something from the future. The point is that you're going to learn something. Learn everything, learn more, and don't stop that. Don't hesitate to learn more, continuously learn more. Like I said, learn mathematics, learn physics. I don't care if you learn how to work a register, because at some point you may be dissecting that register. Your job in the forefront and the very in 10 years from now may be to be filing thousands of cash registers. You may be the person responsible for revolutionizing registers inside of what? Grocery stores, McDonald's, kiosk. And then what? Well, when I was young, when I was 14, I actually used to work at a cash register, and I understood that there was this button and then there was only a process fee for this and that. So we only need three functions to code: to check how much, find the equation of how much balance we should give back out, and then a way to store that cash. Boom. And then you can revolutionize things. But the point is that essentially everything you learn, document it somewhere in your mind, and just know that at some given point it's going to be useful for you again. So don't take anything lightly. Learn as much as you can. Put yourself in positions to learn more and more, because many people like to flex a lifestyle that's not realistic and it's not real. I'm not shy to say that I'm still grinding and I'm in love with the process. Okay. I'm not there yet. No. Nowhere close to where I want to be yet. No. But will I get there? Damn right. We are going to get there. At some given point, I'm not sure when, but it's going to happen. And even if it doesn't happen, I have a whole catalog, a large portfolio of different information available to me inside of my head at any given moment. And nobody can take that away from me ever. But like we said the other day, that makes me more of a profitable voice on that table of the big dogs. So when the big dogs need some outside external perspective, the young buck with a lot of confidence and a lot of motivation is there sitting, waiting, and just waiting to spit that same knowledge that's been grinded in my head, ingrained in my head for years on end, years on end. And not only do I have information and I'm articulate enough to explain this, I'm not an idiot, because I've practiced this very moment for many moments to come. I've been waiting. I've been plotting. I've been doing this. I've been learning. I've been copying the greatest and studying the greatest men of history, the smartest men that I know, and trying to put myself in position to overthrow these men. Not just be like these men, but learn what these men did at a young age. And then that way, I've learned not only from their mistakes, but from their victories. Everything that man told me about learning quality, learning how to be a register, learning how to be a janitor, learning, hell, how to work the McDonald's line and the people, how to function with the people at a McDonald's. You ever been to a McDonald's drive-through? Moment of respect to those people, because it takes a lot of balls and a lot of patience to deal with people at McDonald's. I know, because I've personally been in a McDonald's drive-through line, and sometimes I haven't been happy. So it takes a lot of patience to deal with that crowd. Well, years down the line, I guarantee you, people don't really get that better. People knowledge from those years when you were younger is going to help you when you're older. And now you formulated those discussions from whenever you were younger, and you're able to use that in a full professional setting against people who are articulate. And now you don't get controlled by ignorance, because you're used to idiots yelling at you at McDonald's, and you know that you're above it. You're now 35 years old, you're professional, and you know how to talk. You know how to handle pressure. Learn. You've learned. So you learn, and don't stop learning. Don't stop learning, and don't consider anything out of it. Hell, I've learned different Latin rituals. I've learned things about Rome. I've learned things about how the capital, Washington, D.C., is actually a different, is actually the newfound uh, basis of what the Freemasons and Illuminati sectors had wanted Egypt to be. And they made that. I mean, think about it. I don't know. Actually, don't think about it. We'll say that for later. But it is. It's the newfound Egypt. Washington, D.C. is the newfound Egypt. Brian, why is that so? Well, I'll tell you why. The Egyptian obelisk, the Washington Monument. Look at the structure of the capital of DC, compare it to ancient Egypt, and then we'll talk. And then there's plenty more beyond that. There's different secrets. People want to go to ancient Europe and figure out and to go to all these ancient cathedrals and see all this ancient crap and go into history. Well, history's right here. They brought history to you. There's so much hidden symbology inside of Washington, D.C., and nobody knows. Learn, learn about architecture and learn about engineering, learn physics, learn biology, learn languages, be a symbologist, pathologist, everything. You can be everything in one. Be a jack of all trades with a trade that you specify in. And then that way you can use all these different trades that you've always known all these years to your advantage when that moment comes. You don't have to know everything, because at some point in your life, there's going to be someone in your cabinet that will know something. But as long as you know a bit about it, you won't be lost. The best artist knows producing, knows engineering, and knows how to sing, and he's a lyricist and a writer. He does all his things. He may have an engineer and he may have a producer, but he knows a version of that and he can do that for himself. So, ladies and gentlemen, learn as much as you can. Learn. And that's my advice for you today that I learned from a senior vice president of a company in North America. Thank you very much. Good night.